In the last lecture, you got a preview of what you were going to achieve in this section of the course and really how you're going to gather priceless feedback and emails using Typeform. In this lecture, what I want to do is explain a little bit more what Typeform is and really why you should use it as opposed to maybe other online survey tools out there. I think the best thing to show you here straight away is just an example Typeform survey. I've left it in the blog post here and you can see that this is really the survey that I sent out to my audience to really get a better understanding of who they are and what their needs were. So simply I asked, gave a couple of options, they click that, and then it moves on and shows them the next question. So one of the really interesting things about Typeform is the presentation looks great, it's really easy to use, and the main thing is that they only present one question at a time, which makes it a lot easier for people to answer because they don't see a big form that's going to take them a lot of time. They'll actually start answering questions because the barrier to get started is so small, it's just answering one question. So that's a quick example of it there. I've left that in so you can see exactly the questions that I asked, and also you can model this Typeform survey later on when you're creating the questions for yourself. Going a little bit back to what Typeform is, and you may not have heard of it before because it's a very new business. It's a free online form builder that has exploded in popularity in the last year. Here is an image that I took out of Google Trends, and you can see the popularity has really soared in the last year. I became aware of Typeform when I received an online survey from someone using it. So someone sent me a survey using Typeform, and I was really impressed by the look and how willing I was to fill out the form, and that's really how I became aware of it. The clean design and ease of use really impressed me, so I created a Typeform for myself to gather the feedback and emails for this course. And the results were the key thing that blew me away. That's why I'm really recommending it in this course. Not only do I think that market research is an essential step before you start to invest time into something, but also that this tool really gets those responses, which is what you want. So here are some of the results that I got. I really validated interest in my course. If nobody had responded to my survey, well, that would have been a big red flag. If nobody's even willing to respond, well, maybe this isn't something that they're that interested in, or that can really help them solve their problems. So these are some of the results and reasons that you should use it as well. If you want to validate the interest in your product, whatever you're doing, this is really a great way to do it. I also gathered feedback from 87 people about what it include to make it a 5-star course for them. So instead of just guessing, I actually asked them, look, how could I make a 5-star course for you? I made the questions quite specific, but really that is the main thing that I was trying to get out of the survey. I had a 56% survey completion rate, and that is really high compared to the average standard forms, which is about 14%. And those extra answers really give you a lot more information and feedback that it really is priceless. I also developed a much clearer buyer persona for my ideal customer. I can match this data to Google Analytics and other sources later on. So I got a lot of context about what their pain points were, and I can match this into information like age, gender later on in Google Analytics when I pull the data from my website. And so it's great, you're just building in a bigger data set that you can really build an understanding of your buyer persona from. Next, I built an email list of 63 potential buyers in 48 hours without a website landing page or lead magnet. Now, this is really what blew me away. These are big hurdles for people, setting up a website, setting even up a landing page, or setting up a lead magnet, meaning giving someone like a PDF or a checklist or an incentive to sign up. All I said was, let me help you out and complete this survey, and you'll see exactly how I phrased it, which I think helped to get people to complete it. But these is what everybody says. To build an email list, you need to have a website, landing page, lead magnet, and that is definitely true in the long run, but you can get a really quick win, get some wind in your sails, and get some emails on your list by just using this survey. It's going to be totally free to do. The time to set it up and analyze it was less than an hour. The cost was absolutely zero, but the value is really priceless. So that is why I would recommend Typeform in particular. Very easy to use. The completion rates were extremely high, and I got some great results out of it, which I think you'll be able to model. I've showed you the example of the form here, and that really wraps up why Typeform. I hope now you're fired up to really get stuck in, because in the next lecture we're going to create a Typeform account and start to set up your online survey. I'll see you in the next lecture.